it. Take us away, Chloe.
Am I doing the intro, hey? No, we'll say hi, you say hi. Okay. Hi.
You see, it's a big thing at KETS. Who gets to say hi? Some would say it's the best part of the podcast.
Yeah.
The start and then off you go. I feel people click like they go, okay, let's click this link. Are they still doing it? They're still doing it? Okay, check in a couple of weeks. They're still doing it? Good for them.
What if people don't like to hear us say hi? You know?
That would be controversial.
That would be soul destroying. But
because we only do it for the people. So it would be shocking if they didn't like it.
I don't know. I do it for myself. I quite like saying hi.
That is true. It is fun. It is very fun.
It is fun.
What are you sipping on there? A bit of mocha, a hot mocha? A Southern California drink for the girls? For those of you listening, Chloe Melville is drinking a coffee.
A cappuccino from Blue Cafe. Delicious.
Yes, absolutely. You cut that with anything? Anything to kickstart your day? Oh, sugar.
Yeah.
Ooh, hot take from Chloe already. Sugar.
Sugar.
It's a drug. Dun, dun, dun. It is though. You know, it kills a lot of people, divides a lot of families. A lot of people on the street trying to get that sugar.
Imagine
Dragons. Underrated band. Where have they gone? I know you were... What song did they do?
What song did they do?
Can't remember.
Okay.
They obviously weren't that good at it.
Well, actually, speaking of highs, quite literally, you know, that's Afrikaans for shark, for people who maybe weren't so good at Afrikaans, don't know Afrikaans. Just by the way, when last did you hear of a great white sighting in Cape Town? Because there's been a lot less of them.
Well, it depends how white nationalist you are. There are many great whites in that sort of... ambiguous race jokes to kickstart your Monday evening. No, I haven't. I mean, there was a lady in Fishhook who got, never to be seen again. And the leading theory was that she had been eaten by a shark. Yeah. Not great. But that was the last time I heard about a great white shark.
Well, so apparently because, you know, we've got like, you know, where you can go down in the cages and it's like a big tourist attraction, right? Yeah. There still are sharks. So don't think that it is always safe to swim. Okay. You could still get eaten. But...
What, when they go in the cages? But that's what the cage is for.
No, like when you go swimming in Muizenberg, I'm not saying that there are no sharks.
Okay.
You know, there are still sharks. There's just not as many great white sharks. And that is apparently, possibly, because of the Australian fish and chip industry.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll believe that. Look at the Australians making things worse again for everyone, except the sharks.
Do you know why? It's because there's a lot of Australian, they fish, and all of the fish are gone, which means that there's no more food for the sharks.
I would think that means less sharks.
Yes, there are less sharks.
But you're saying there are more sharks.
No, I'm saying there's less sharks. There's less. When last did you see a great white shark?
I thought you were saying they're sharks and they're going to kill us.
No.
Okay. Oh, no, I support the Australian fish and chip industry then. Sharks no, everyone... you know what? I hate people. Especially these animal-loving people. It's so easy to hate them. They go, you see that toaster over there? Well, that kills more people than sharks. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Have you even watched Jaws? Do you even know who Steven Spielberg is, bro? A shark can destroy a whole community. A toaster brings podcasters together. Hi. No.
That was only our best intro. Wow.
I don't have any love for sharks, and I don't think anyone should.
Okay. I once had to dissect a little baby shark.
Oh, no. I was going to say good job, but then it was a baby shark.
A little baby shark, yeah.
Baby
it was really
shark,
sad.
Is that the thing, or is it little shark?
Baby shark,
Okay, now that we've gotten off to a morbid start about sharks and what have you, what about your show and tell?
Okay. Well, so I did bring a show and tell. But
Chloe's show and tell today has buckets of sweat.
How am I sweating that much?
Profusely, but I can also feel sweat dripping down my back and my eyebrows.
Guys, it's really tough podcasting in such heat. But anyways, okay, so
it's like the hardest thing I've done this year. It's like so hard.
So my show and tell is more tell than show, but I will still show you.
Okay.
So I brought with me, I shouldn't bring with me, I stole this from the apartment, a bag of popcorn. Nice ASMR for you there. But
Ladies, stop with the ASMR. We don't want it to be a part of the show. Start your own podcast.
okay. But the reason that I brought popcorn was...
Just leave it there now.
So on Saturday, right? Friday, so sorry. Sam and I like want a snack, right? So I'm like, I'll make popcorn. So I go downstairs, I put some oil in a pan, and then I come upstairs very quickly to just tell Sam, popcorn's, heating up, the oil's heating up. Then I start to smell something. Something's burning, right? I go downstairs, billowing black smoke off of the stove, and then as I lean towards it, it just burst into flames. It was crazy. Now I'm like, I'm gonna burn down a whole house. But the only thing that I can say is not fire, is not help. It's just mom.
And I respect that.
mommy. And she didn't even come.
I just heard screams of mom, and then like 5 minutes later, Sam's name got thrown into the mix. And I thought, oh no, Chloe's mom has died. And I was like, this is going to really harsh my vibe. So I was like, let me check it out. And there was Chloe with a burning pot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
flames, literal flames jumping out of it.
So then I'm like, okay, so you don't throw water. You never throw water on an electrical or oil fire, right? Duh.
Never knew that.
Sam didn't know that. But anyway.
Where do they teach you this? Has my life orientation teacher failed me?
I think so.
I know the tenets of Hindu behavior, but I can't tell you anything about putting out a fire.
Yeah. So now there's flames all the way almost up to the ceiling. Actually, it's a bit dramatic, but there was a lot of flames. And I'm like to Sam, open the door. Because now I'm like, I'm just going to throw sand on it. That's because I tried to use a fire extinguisher. I figured out I don't know how to use that. So we just take it outside. Sam's like throwing sand on it. And it was fine. So Sam saved the day.
I saved it.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Some wear beards. Weird. No, I mean, am I a hero? Probably. Would I do it again? Probably not. It got hot in there, in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But that's what I say. So don't throw what on what? Water on oil.
No, because they obviously don't go together, right? They don't even go together when they're not burning.
Penguins will tell you that. Don't put oil in water. That's the sound of a dying penguin. Do you want to be responsible for any more penguin deaths? Stop making popcorn irresponsibly.
Yeah.
Call this toll-free number to save a penguin. Yeah, well, jeepers, I think that's the longest story you've ever told on KETS.
Yeah.
That's very good. I like how you're coming into your storytelling role.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
A lot of thank yous been, a lot of gratitude this morning.
And your show and tell?
My show and tell is all show, no tell. And I've sent it to the directors of Euphoria, and I thought maybe they'll use this as a parallel introduction. You guys tell me if this should be the soundtrack. Let me just warm up these vocal cords. Okay. So picture the scene. There's either a penis as the camera pans in or Rue doing drugs and talking about doing drugs. Chloe, please, you're interrupting the soundtrack. Who's laughing there? Oh, that brought tears to my eyes.
Oh my God.
So let me know if that should be the new introduction to Euphoria. I think it's good. It reminds me of a young Michael Jackson when he was black. Wow, oh wow. And I think that's where we're going to kick things off today. Because, like I said, it's another week. It's another Monday. If you go, it's Monday again. News for you. That's how the weeks work. So 1 out of 7 days is going to be Monday, and we're happy to have you here.
Exactly.
We have recently also found out that 50% of you motherfuckers, that's right, listening or watching, just don't subscribe to the podcast. Okay? Which I find it's actually theft. Remember that ad that used to play before when you still went to Mr. Video or the DVD shop and the piracy, and it had like heavy metal playing in the background. Wow, wow, wow. Like piracy is a theft. Well, not subscribing to this channel while we give you content is also a theft, a thievery. And we're coming for you. Oh yeah. So
please subscribe. Talking about that ad that used to play in the beginning. So
the piracy ad.
The piracy ad, yeah, which is like it's the same as stealing a car. It's the same as robbing a bank. You are so when
and then one guy was skateboarding.
Yeah, no, it was the most bizarre thing. So I remember I was probably like 7, and my dad, we literally had probably 2, I hope I'm not incriminating him now, but we had 2 DVD cases worth of pirated videos. We would get a video from the DVD store, right? Burn it to another CD and then keep it, obviously, you know, when you want to watch it again.
Okay.
And
her address is 17. Come for her.
No. So
you deserve to be in jail. For people that are in the film industry right now, you deserve to be locked up.
Oh, please. Like, we don't all stream stuff for free. Then I watched this ad, right? And I would cry myself to sleep thinking, am I going to be like an accessory to this crime? Should I report my dad? I was riddled with guilt for like 2 years. So
no, that piracy ad will get you. Mm-hmm. I was also a crazy child, like very neurotic.
Yeah.
I thought the coffee was finished.
Oh, no.
No, okay. So just sucking it down.
Just
that sweet nectar.
Yeah.
Okay. But I was also a very neurotic kid, and I thought that there were cameras everywhere. So I said the F word. Spoiler alert, that's fuck. I said the F word when I was about 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And I was convinced someone had camera footage of me. And every time my parents came into my room, I was like, I've had a good time, but this is it. This is the end of the road. They finally caught you and your dirty, dirty mouth. Dirty mouth goes to prison. So what a fun time. So
jeez.
Fuck. Actual cameras. Anyway, so Chloe,
okay.
As I say, we've got certain journalistic tendencies because KETS is a podcast that keeps you company. It's a podcast that makes you laugh, but it's a podcast that keeps you slightly misinformed as well.
Yeah.
So we do a bit of headlines, we chat a bit of current events, and then we also just primarily chat a lot of shit. So
yeah,
subscribe.
Okay. Well, on Tuesday, did you see on Twitter? Do you use Twitter?
That's away from you.
Are you on Twitter?
No.
Why are you taking that away from me?
Because you're going to get the shake soon and you're going to think I'm battling a caffeine addiction, which means no one else can have coffee.
Okay. That Pearl Tusi and Mr. Smeg. Mr. Smeg asked her out on a date on Twitter and she said yes. And basically this began to trend, which is bizarre, and became the national lunch date that everyone was looking forward to. And then they decided to live stream it. I think it was like 2 days ago, Smeg, that they had this like national lunch date. It's the weirdest story.
If you guys have been like, who the fuck are you talking about? I was that person literally 10 hours ago. So Pearl Tusi obviously is a famous South African celebrity.
Yeah.
And it's pretty obvious. Mr. Smeg.
I know. Where did he come from?
Mr. Smeg. And I know you think about, is that coffee, not coffee, what's it called? A kettle? Is Mr. Smeg a kettle guy? And yes, he is. So his whole spiel is that he walks around with a Smeg. This like a Smeg kettle.
Yeah, red Smeg kettle. It's bizarre.
And he like there's a photo of him with it in the bath. And he's like, or showering with Smeg water. And his whole thing is like, this is exclusive. And I was like, this guy is wild.
Yeah, I don't even think that he's sponsored. I don't know. But
good for him.
He literally like buckles it into his car. It's like this whole this whole bit. But that's why he is called Mr. Smeg.
And he's famous. Like tons of people know him. He's big on Twitter.
Yeah. His real name is Michael. Doesn't have the same ring. But
Mr. Michael's quite funny because it's a
Mr.
first
Michael.
name. But it's nothing else. But so they went on a date and it's trending everywhere and everyone's talking about what's it called, the lunch date?
Yeah, the national lunch date. But then also like people were also saying like, oh, they're just doing this for marketing. Duh.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone wants their first date to be live streamed, right?
I would love to live stream some dates because first dates are a menace. There's just I reckon within the first 15 minutes of a date, you know whether you and this person are compatible in any way.
Yeah.
And usually on a first date, you're not compatible. It's, it's overs. But you have to be there for another hour and a half. So it's a very interesting phenomenon. Now, to have this filmed, I would love, because it would just be more fun.
Actually, that's true. I wish that I could rewatch our first date. I wish.
Oh, okay. No. Not when you're long-term dating the person, because then you'd be like...
It would be hilarious.
I'm not here for that. Yucky.
But I mean, so brands were literally sending them stuff to now wear on this date. So this bra company is like, what size bra are you? Let me send you a bra.
That's a pervert in disguise.
Not just to tell the whole of Twitter her bra size, which is just bizarre. Then
But why have bra sizes become sexualized? I think, sometimes you got to unpack big things that are happening in the world. Why are bra sizes no one goes, I'm a 34 waist size, and everyone's like, But if someone's like, I'm a 34 double D, guys are like, why is that?
I think it's similar to like penis size, like we've talked about on other episodes.
But no one says I'm a Trojan XL.
Yeah, but
everyone jokes about being a Trojan XL, where you're more like a choice XS. And that's not XS, that's extra small.
But I think it is kind of like that though. It's like, guys wouldn't just like tell you how big their penis is, right?
No, but what I'm saying is it's not in mainstream society. You don't go around and be like, he's got a 3-incher. And be like, whoa, what's your size? Me, I'm a 6-incher. And then your black friend's like, and everyone knows, like, that's right. He's packing some serious heat. You know what I mean? No one speaks, but everyone speaks about bra sizes.
Yeah, okay. No, that's true. That's true. So the whole of Twitter now knows what bra size she is.
What bra size is she?
I don't know. I didn't look.
We'll check that out later. In a non-creepy way. Come on, guys. Come on.
Yeah, they got sent shoes. They got like the whole thing. So yeah, and then it was live streamed. I don't know. Did you watch the live stream?
Not a fuck.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but the comments were hilarious. Some people are like, "Hey, don't bring your kettle."
Hey, Mr. Smeg, you know what's made you? That kettle. Leave it at home. You're with Pearl now.
But just imagine reading those comments, like not knowing why he's called that, and it's just. And then
Twitter is literally TikTok for older people. So that's why, like, if you comment something on TikTok, I just don't care. I really don't care, especially when you're telling me it's rude stuff. I'm like, and the same thing on Twitter. It's a toxic place.
Yeah.
It's real toxic. Like everyone was complaining about this lunch date. This is two people fooling around, making money, making content. Yeah. Reminds me a bit of KETS. So take all that hatred you have in your heart and send it off to someone like Cody Co. Because he can handle it. Chloe can't.
I can't. It's true.
It's just the reality.
Yeah. It is true.
We said no crying on the podcast, Chloe. Yeah. Zero crying.
But talking about live streaming first dates and that sort of stuff, do you remember that finding out that, Twitch, that popular live streaming platform, lots of gamers use it, of course, that the guy who invented it apparently used to live stream his, like, I don't know if Tinder was around then, but live stream his dates. Yeah.
That's awesome.
On his platform that he made.
I don't know how many people can say they've ever done that.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
It is actually pretty impressive.
Speaking of things that are impressive, and I know you guys, you're going to lose your minds when you hear what I have to say. Because you're like, Sam, you're so cool. You're in touch with culture. You're a man of fashion, elegance, grace. What are you doing supporting Logan Paul? Because he's in Cape Town. And my first reaction was, that's really cool. I've become a Logan Paul fan. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
What was the worst thing he did? He took a very insensitive video of beep, 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 someone in a forest. Everyone knows, everyone remembers.
That was bad.
No, but that was the worst thing he's ever done. We've forgiven. People still listen to Chris Brown, Michael Jackson. Logan Paul did what vloggers do. He vlogged. And did he fly too close to the sun? Oh, yeah. He got burned.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was the worst thing that anyone could have done. They apologized. They came out. Yeah, I'm an idiot. That's all sort of fine. And now he does amazing things.
Yeah.
The Impulsive podcast is quite funny.
Yeah.
They always feature like porn stars, which is always funny. Not because they're porn stars. Sex work is real work. But just because you hear wild stories.
Yeah.
He's doing all those like energy drinks.
Yeah.
He is fundamentally still a YouTuber.
Yeah. I think you're right. It's like people are capable of change and they should be allowed second chances. So.
And it's not like he killed anyone. It's not like he killed that person. Then it was like, here's a video, guys. Find out how to murder more people. Like and subscribe. He just took a very stupid video that was very insensitive and very hurtful to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that was a while ago. We have forgiven a lot more and a lot worse. And yes, he's cringe and he's this and that. Of course he is. Of course he is. But he's fought Floyd Mayweather. Have you fought the greatest boxer of all time? Probably not. Have you, Chloe? Well, maybe if you get into a fight with me, you'll have a chance to go toe-to-toe with the best in the business. But no, I mean, anyway, he's in Cape Town. Yeah, I think he's just here to promote his drink. I do kind of think celebrities look at South Africa quite racistly now. They're like, this is how we get into Africa. And it's like, no, this is how you communicate with 10 white people in Clifton. It's like, you want to communicate with like, go to a big like African country like Nigeria, where that is actually a massive market.
True.
South Africa,
you kind of...
we're a bit of a mess, yeah. A lot of divisions in society.
Yes. That's true.
What are your take on, what's your take on South Africa's divided society, Chloe? One word.
No, I'm not getting involved in this. No, I'm just saying, like, why are all these YouTubers all of a sudden coming to South Africa? Do you think it's because travel's open again? Because we had David Dobrik literally last month.
Yes.
And now we've got Logan Paul. Who's next? Let's do predictions.
Well, Casey Neistat is here now.
But he always comes here.
Oh, sorry, Casey. You always come here. So like these big... I think it is also because South Africa is awesome. And it is one of the least restricted places at the moment, I reckon.
Yeah, that's
because we've kind of given up on COVID. So, and that's fine.
That's true.
So I think people are coming. It's very beautiful. We've got very beautiful people here. We've also got some bad things here. But... South Africa. They also do the whole African experience. And if you're listening, I did quotation marks there because it's them, not me. Okay? Not me. I'm not the racist guy. Yeah. They come and they do the safari and then they tour townships and it's like, tours, this is a bit weird. Yeah. But anyway, so he's here.
Yeah,
Logan Paul. Chloe, would you bang Logan Paul?
Do you know what I was going to say is that...
How can you not answer that question?
This is answering the question. That I'm saying that he's got a good set of hair on him.
Logan.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really answer the question.
If he's bald, no. He's got a lot of hair, yes. I don't really know I'm going with that.
I really don't know what you're talking about either.
No, I wouldn't.
Receding hairlines in general, yay or nay?
Yeah, that was a joke about him, about people being bald. I think...
That was one of the worst jokes I've ever heard.
I know. Okay, so I think... I don't discriminate against people with receding hairlines.
The hairline already discriminates against them.
I was convinced for a long time that I had a receding hairline.
Chloe, if you've watched this podcast for long enough, there's one thing you know for sure. Or there are two things. That one, Sam is hairy. That is true. And two, Chloe is fucking insane.
Yeah. I convince myself that something's wrong with me every week. It's something new. But receding hairlines are unfortunate, but they're not a problem if you're rich.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean? Lewis Hamilton's, I think we've even said this on the podcast, his greatest return wasn't even dominating F1. It was the return of his hair.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think I just made up from a bad joke with a good joke. You did.
Okay. You know the good with the bad.
It was another hair joke. So yeah.
No, that's lovely. Good one, Chloe.
So if you're rich, you can just get hair plugs, you know?
Yes, there's a very famous saying. It's you're not ugly, you're just poor.
Fact.
And I'm not saying you're ugly with a receding hairline. I'm saying society thinks you're ugly.
You're poor with a receding hairline.
No, but I also, you see it happening and you can see it slowly and then all but at once, but it pulls back. It's a bit like a military operation there. The general's like, should we retreat? Should we retreat? And people talk about it and then all of a sudden they go, fuck, we have to retreat. And then back it comes. Yeah. And I'm a big fan of people who recognize the moment and just go, boom, shave it all off. I like that. I think that's big dick energy.
Yeah. Yeah. If you had a friend who, like, their receding hairline was starting to become an issue where you're like, they should just shave it, would you tell them?
Yeah.
But or is it something where you're like, nah.
Actually, no. I think I would never tell someone what they should look like, because I also don't think it's bad. I mean, we are just joking around here. Yeah. I don't look at someone and be like, receding hairline, you know? They think about that in the mirror themselves. And I don't think it's not like a weird thing on their face or something. No, it's not like, and it's not something they can really control either. So do your thing. Do your thing. The king of receding hairlines is also the king of cricket. And you guys know what I'm talking about. Jacques Kallis. Do you remember that terrible ad he was in? Hit hair loss for a 6. Yeah. And then he comes in, and this is Jacques Kallis, a national hero. Quite literally comes onto the screen and goes, I used to have lots of insecurities about my hair, on and off the field. And then it changes, and he's got his plugs back in. Now I'm more confident than ever. And then Shane Warne comes in like, g'day, mate, come and get your hair back. But they somehow link it to weird. Like needing confidence when you play cricket. And you he's like, confidence when you play cricket. This makes me play better cricket. Yo, and that photo in that ad that they use of him, like without hair, like the before picture, that's a gnarly picture. But Chloe, you don't get the ins and outs of cricket, because you do need confidence to play cricket. You need a full head of hair to play cricket, because, and if you're listening and you don't play cricket, and as for Chloe as well, there's this thing called sledging. And sledging is basically bullying, but allowed, because it helps you take a wicket or get the batsman out. So, and it goes something like this. I'll be batting, I'll play and miss, and someone will be like, you're adopted. And you'll be like, next ball, you go out. And they're like, we got him. Not quite, but that's essentially what happens. So I fully believe Jacques Kallis needing a full head of hair to compete on the international level. Jeepers. I'm just not strong enough for sledging. I can barely handle a hate comment. That is true. Speaking of hate comment, it's time to share some love. As you can see, you've been like, Sam, what are you doing in such a tight-fitting but also loose and comfortable black t-shirt? Oh, well, that's because I'm wearing some merch. Not KETS merch, but Behave merch. And they came up with this whole vaccination range. You know, what does it say over here? Relax, I'm vaxxed. Okay, just cool relax. T-shirts. Go check them out. All right. It's a way of telling everyone you're vaccinated and looking cool. It's double cool. It's I've slept with 6 women since wearing this shirt. Could be you too. Could be you too. How do you know if someone's vaccinated? You're sleeping with them. They'll tell you. Now that is also true. And then if they go to Bishops and they're vaccinated, that's a real... What do they'll say, I'm not vaccinated, but I'm from Bishops, so let me in. Ayo. We're going to take a short break while I powder my nose. And we're back. That was a short ad break. You got to love that about KETS. Some would say it wasn't even an ad break and it's just the cameras breaking. Some would say, but it's not true. Yeah, it's a breakdown. When last did you have a nervous breakdown? Last week. Oh, God. I won't say anymore. Say. Actually, that's a lie. I definitely had one yesterday. Oh, I have them quite frequently. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing to have. A nervous breakdown? Not a nervous break. I think it's good to cry, good to work through things. That happens quite often with girls, I've noticed. And if you're a guy who's crying as well, that's also good. But are you much more in touch with your emotions? I just think I can't help but do it. Well, that's also true. You know what I mean? Interesting. The comedy podcast strikes again. Yeah. Speaking of things that also strike again, this whole Spotify commotion with young Joe Rogan. Have you seen that stuff? Joe Rogan. Yeah, that is just... Guys, Spotify just spent like $200 million or $140 million. They're going to stand by this baldy. Speaking of receding hairlines, they're never going to leave. Yeah. So Neil Young, you're a fantastic artist. They're not going to listen to you. Good for you. Take a stand. Do whatever. I'm leaving Spotify as well in support. No one would care. Yeah. But what's interesting is that it dropped $2 million, their like market share.
Spotify.
Oh, wow.
Which is not the same as 140 million.
That's true.
But it is still money.
Money, money, money.
Money, money, money. So,
money.
Yeah. His ultimatum didn't really work.
Yeah, an ultimator rarely works because you need fresh tomatoes to make that penne arrabbiata. Who would you ever boycott a platform to get someone off it?
If I had a big audience, no, probably not.
Yeah, you got to get that money.
Yeah, imagine like we're on YouTube and then like, I don't know, something happens on YouTube. Let's say the Logan Paul thing happened like, now. We wouldn't be like, oh, we're pulling KETS off. We'd be like, that's bad, but I'm staying.
Yeah, this is terrible, but come watch our stuff instead.
Exactly.
No, I know. And also everyone's like, good for Neil Young. Neil Young is so fucking rich. He could literally take his music off everywhere. He could take it out of your phone and be like, he'd still be fine for probably a million lifetimes.
Yeah.
But you know what's not fine, Chloe? South Africa. And South Africa are trying to borrow some money. And this is not asking like 2 rand at the tuck shop. I need that fizz pop, bro. Afrikaans second period's going to kill me without that fizz pop, bro. They are asking the World Bank for the second time since 1994 for a loan. And we are seeking to borrow, brace yourselves, 12.5 billion with a B, rand. And that's according to people who are familiar with these sort of discussions. And they asked not to be identified because they're not authorized to speak to the media. But you're authorized to ask for 12.5 billion rand. Who are you?
Who are they?
Who are you? Well, I think these are like people around government, you know, trying to make it big in the podcast scene.
What's it for? Just like for our country.
We need money. We're like, hey, gonna be real with you. We need 12.5 billion. Yeah, that's a lot of money. But,
that's a lot of money.
And then they'll say COVID, but it'll actually just be like, we're gonna take 9, we're gonna give 3, and then the 5.5 will just like
disappear.
No, the 9 has been taken. Oh. That's gone. The 0.5 will, I don't know, go to the poor. Just spread out. But no, remember how happy we were in South Africa when we heard all this money's been spent on the COVID relief plan, and we were like, ooh, go Cyril, you're the best.
Yeah, that's when we still loved Cyril during lockdown.
And then now all these reports have come out and the money's gone, the money's been looted.
I genuinely believed Cyril when, like in the beginning of lockdown, he was like, there will be no corruption. I know this is a concern for you guys, but it won't happen this time. And I was like, yes.
They set up a corruption unit at the start of the fund. They were like, we're watching from the start.
Is this the NCCCC, whatever it is?
Something like that.
Yeah.
No. That was the Coronavirus Command Council, Battle of the Droids. Okay. They just did whatever they wanted as well. They were like, we're not allowing you to have chicken from Woolies. It's a danger to society. We've come through some freaky times.
Yeah.
Super freaky times. But yeah, and all those articles are coming out and it's depressing. So here's a joke for you.
Okay.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
The A.
A who?
The ANC. We're here to steal your money. That wasn't funny and also very dark. Do you have any jokes, Chloe, to lighten the mood?
No.
Okay. Just giggles terribly.
I got nothing.
Well, if you have been worrying a lot as well, Times Live came out with this fantastic article about, do you worry a lot? Have a cup of rooibos. And I was like, that's objectively not true. What do you think? Has rooibos ever not stressed you out or de-stressed you?
Does rooibos stress you out?
No, it de-stresses you because it's got all these... Oh. They've done research on zebrafish, which, zebrafish and humans are like the same thing. So obviously. These people, man, these scientists. Where's the cure to AIDS or cancer? What are we doing researching rooibos?
Why are they giving it to zebrafish? And how do they do that?
I mean, now we're starting to ask questions.
Yeah.
And what is a question?
What is a question?
I suppose it's a collection of words with a question mark at the end of it.
Yes.
And it expects a response.
Yeah. So we don't know what they do with the zebrafish.
Nope. They probably kill them.
They probably put them in the tea. Maybe. And they're like, yum, yum.
That's my least favorite young person thing. Ooh, what's the tea? Spill the tea. Come on, people. It's called a hot gauze. It always has been and always will be.
Let's have a stitch and bitch.
Let's have a stitch and bit session. That is what I like. There's also been a lot of like horrible stuff going on recently. You know, the Manchester United soccer star Mason Greenwood, horrific accounts that his girlfriend released or his partner, like photos of abuse, bleeding. It's very hectic. Yeah, and then voice notes. So gender-based violence. Oof, not good. Not good.
Nelson Mandela's grandson.
Yeah. I don't even, that like kind of slipped under the radar, and that's always when I'm like, you know, if you have money, you can kind of like do whatever, not only in your life but in the media, because he released a video saying that I am and I put my girlfriend's head in the trolley door and I strangled, like all these horrible things. Yeah, and he's like, and she needs me to admit it, and then he was like, goodbye, but. It was like, he was like, I'm just going to say it and it's going to be fine. And then she came out a couple days later in her underwear and was like, no, I don't have any bruises. I don't know why he's making videos like, and it was just like the most weird. And it's so sad that that GBV is like just still a massive thing across the world. Everyone always thinks South African problems are like unique to South Africa. No, they're big problems across the world.
Yeah, but it is definitely big in South Africa. But I think it's also just crazy because I think you think that anyone related to Nelson Mandela must be a good person.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think that.
Okay.
I definitely don't think.
I'm like, how could he do that? He's related to Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, well, he's also had like rape allegations in 2015.
Really?
And the case was withdrawn.
That's terrible.
Yeah. No, This stuff, I mean, for a comedy podcast, we sure do make it grim. But sometimes, maybe we should call ourselves Sober Toast. No, that doesn't make any sense. Do you perhaps have any lighter stories for us to touch on?
Well, you guys know that I'm a UCT student. And
if you didn't know, you know.
Now you know. Great place never been because of COVID. But anyways, not bitter about that. UCT tied 55th with Princeton in the, what's it called? Times Higher Education. Who ranked them?
Went to UCT, can't read.
Yeah, it's their 2020 list of the most international universities in the world.
The most international?
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean?
The most international students, the most like diverse teaching staff. Oh, okay. I think that they're...
That's quite good.
I think it also includes your contribution to research, stuff like that. So it is awesome.
Yes, but I feel that's it banking heavily on being a tourist destination. And like people come down, they're like, whoa, Cape Town's amazing. It'd be really cool if I studied here.
Yeah.
So,
well, people were saying it's just because of our vice chancellor and that she's awesome. So
okay. Some people don't like her as well. But I suppose that's life. Some people are going to love you. Some people are going to hate you. And I'm just here to remind you, you haters that watch this, we still love you. But just click subscribe. It's the easiest. Oh, you just did it. Thank you. That's very kind of you. It's very kind of you.
You hate watching anyway, so hate subscribe.
No, I don't think they hate watching. I just think they forget to subscribe. No, you see, I'm like a friendly dad. Chloe's the strict mom. Gender roles, they're a real thing.
Yeah.
They're quite aggressive.
Yeah.
They're put onto society aggressively.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Big gender roles. I don't know. I was watching a thing that said we should walk around with our pronouns, a label with our pronouns, because that would make it easier for everyone to identify themselves and feel happy about, their identity. And then the one person was like, but that's just what people are trying to do already with gender. Like, I'm a man, you're a girl or a woman. And they're like, so now we're going to do it just with our regime. And I was like, at last, people are actually thinking about what they're doing.
Yeah. And what happens if you haven't, if you're still, I don't know, figuring out your gender identity?
It feels like you should be rushed into something.
Yeah, now I have to wear a badge with it on. And it's just weird.
I have got zero problem doing the whole pronoun thing. You like to be referred to as they or them. That's great. And all for it. I do think there has to be at least a little give and take with it, though, because if someone, and we are young, but if someone spent 24 years of their whole life speaking a certain way, it's very hard to change that. And that's why older people are usually more resistant to this sort of stuff. So it's equally hard. So, you know, everyone's trying. And I think you just need to actually extend the olive branch.
Yeah, I agree.
Would you take it? There you go. Small branch, but extended nonetheless.
Extended, yeah.
Yeah. This feels more like a church service than a comedy podcast this week.
Yeah. I'm enjoying it.
I feel like more of a preacher. But I don't go to church. But I don't have anything against you if you do go.
Yeah.
Take it easy, Christians.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
It's so hard. You know, one thing about this heat, right, is with heat comes flies, and with heat comes mosquitoes. And while I would want to get rid of, like if I could choose, right, you know, if I could get rid of flies or if I could get rid of mosquitoes, you'd have to choose mosquitoes, right? Not just because they're annoying because of malaria, but flies annoy me like nothing else.
But the Western Cape almost became a malaria hotspot.
You were telling me about
I saw that story. I was like, no. And a malaria alert has been issued by the National Institute of Communicable Diseases.
Oh, it's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful, especially if you have malaria. But the areas that are affected, so if you live here, Limpopo, KwaZulu-Natal, and Mpumalanga.
But have you heard about...
Enjoy malaria. No, it's too terrible. Malaria is very... We don't think about it as South Africans, but it ravages the African continent.
Yeah. I think 90% of malaria cases, it's something really high like that, is in Africa. Or malaria-related deaths. But have you heard of taxi malaria?
No. Is that malaria that travels in taxis?
Yeah. Mosquitoes. It's basically like traveling mosquitoes with malaria, and they'll hitchhike.
From person to person or in taxis?
On people in taxis.
Oh.
No, I'm just joking.
Wow.
But they hitchhike on people, on things, whatever. And so mosquitoes can still come to the Western Cape. In taxis.
No, they're not allowed. Fikile Mbalula, do something, the Minister of Transport. What are you doing, you lazy bastard? And another headline I found hilarious is that miracle in Australia. And I was like, Nadal won. And it's like, yeah, man wins tennis match. Unbelievable. What's next? Jesus is back? No. Cricket match lost by Australia. Come on, guys. We drop the miracle word around too long. Like if your friend's on time who's always late, you're like, oh, that's a miracle. No, it's just getting your shit together, you know?
Yeah. Well, it is kind of a miracle.
No. We have destroyed the English language and the meaning of words, and it's all going downhill from here because everything's awesome, everyone's a legend, everything's epic. No, it isn't. Come on, let's get back our words.
I think you need to brighten up. You need to have the rest of my coffee.
No, I am feeling bright, but I'm saying we must keep exceptional words for exceptional things and exceptional actions. Like this podcast, KETS is truly exceptional. That is when it should be used.
That's true. But he did do an exceptional thing.
He won a tennis match.
No, he didn't just win. He's the first man in tennis history to win 21 Grand Slam titles.
That is impressive.
He's the first one to ever do it. It's record breaking.
And he did it with a wedgie. Who is Nadal sponsored by? Isn't this Nadal sponsored by Nike? He is. Hey,
I don't know.
Fix his fucking pants, Nike. Why does he have a wedgie not in every single game, in literally every single point he plays? He has to pull out. I'm like, Nadal, you're a professional athlete.
That's so funny.
How much time do you spend with a wedgie? You know?
I never noticed that.
It's because you've been looking at his other features.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's because I'm looking at his bum. Whoever could know.
Nadal was my first crush.
Really?
Yeah. I used to go to my grandparents' house, and I still go to my grandparents' house. But when I went, we would watch tennis together. And I think I was like 3 or 4, and I was completely taken with Nadal. If Nadal wasn't playing, I'm not watching.
You're not watching?
Yeah. I took up tennis because of it, literally. Thought maybe then he'd notice me. At like the age of 4.
Nadal, look at my forehand.
Nadal.
Oh no.
I mean, he's still a snack now.
Yes.
20 years later.
It is amazing how long these people can do things for.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, that's just like every day hitting a ball, hitting a ball, hitting a ball, hitting a ball. hitting a ball. At some stage, it has to get monotonous.
And do you know cricket is hitting a ball and then saying, then a ball is bowled and then they go, no, thank you.
That's called a leave, Chloe. It's very important to know where your off stump is.
No, hit it. No, that must be boring.
Chloe, cricket is quite literally the pinnacle of sports. I've said it before, I'll say it again.
No.
Free my guy, Temba Bavuma. Just joking. He doesn't need to be freed. He's the best cricketer in the world.
In the world.
Talking about the best. I mean, and I had a nice burp there without making a sound. I'm working on my burping and mic technique. Oh, what am I opening here? Oh, God. What is this Pornhub link doing open? That's supposed to be... closed.
Okay.
There we go. These are the real links. The top companies to work for in South Africa in every major sector.
Okay.
So I stumbled along this little article. So it's the top companies to work for in South Africa in every major sector. So, and this has to do with outstanding HR strategies, people practices, and companies are evaluated across a number of key areas: talent strategy, workforce planning, development, all that sort of stuff. So basically, are you happy where you work? That sort of stuff. So where do you think in the automotive?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
In both industries.
Okay.
Where do you think the number one places to work? Clue, Lewis Hamilton works there as well. Mercedes-Benz, South Africa comes in at number one. This one shocked me. The number one company for insurance in South Africa, Santam.
Really?
Yeah. Sorry, Outsurance. I know you spent like literally your whole budget on terrible ads.
I would have said Old Mutual.
Yeah. What? You would have said Old Mutual.
Yeah.
What?
My first guess to the first one you said was Tiger Wheel and Tire for some reason.
What do you think about transport and logistics? What's the number one company there?
I don't know what that is. What is that?
Transport and logistics.
Oh, like you would like transport Coke or something like that.
Something like that.
I mean, not cocaine. I mean Coca-Cola.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, transport and logistics. Aramex.
Close.
Okay.
But no. DHL.
Ah.
That makes sense. They're sponsored everywhere. They do the Stormers, all that sort of stuff. Telecommunications, Vodacom. I mean, Vodacom doesn't have tough opposition. When was the last time you spoke to someone with Cell C?
Yo.
Never, because they don't have internet connection. Cell C is ultimately... No, they'll come for us. They will. The big data companies.
So about that sponsorship. That's true though. Anyone who's with Cell C...
Yeah.
You know they're with Cell C because they complain about being with Cell C.
That's true. And then retail Clicks, which they've made a strong comeback since their advertising faux pas early in the year with the whole... What was their thing? It was like... It was a race issue. Yes, yeah. That was so well done. Clicks, you've obviously turned things around. But I thought that was interesting. And the actual top company to work at the entertainment industry is KETS. Two very happy employees, underpaid probably, but having the best time doing it.
Having the best time.
So if you want to do an internship and get paid nothing, slide into our DMs. You'll have fun and you'll learn something. Probably not.
Probably not.
Are we ready for some overrated, underrated?
Yeah.
Do you have some stuff for me or am I asking you?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I'll ask you this time, all right? Okay. Are you ready for overrated, underrated? Oh, yeah. Chloe, is Cell C overrated or underrated?
Severely overrated. Severely.
Overrated and out of signal.
Yeah.
It ain't good.
And out of range.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here's an easy one. Rafael Nadal's wedgies. Overrated or underrated?
Underrated.
He got them good wedgies.
Yeah.
It's only because his bum is so well sculpted.
It's firm.
It's like he's a Greek god and that cotton fabric just finds a home.
I think you've been
nestles up in there
for too long.
If you're just watching the podcast, that's the sound of me rubbing myself against the mic. Not in a sexual way. In a Rafael Nadal way. Okay.
Okay.
Next, in the overrated, underrated, Malaria.
This is one of these tricky ones again. I'm going to say it is underrated because there should be more research towards it. More people should be aware of it.
I just think they need a cure. It's like all these things when something bad happens. Like, let's raise awareness. No, let's find a fucking cure. Yeah. Just pay some scientists some money and let's get it done.
Yeah.
Let's get the job done, folks. It's a terrible thing. Terrible.
Cancel
terrible
mosquitoes.
Yeah. But you probably find it's like all these things, like if you kill a fly, then the world will be over in 2 years because they do, I don't know, they like eat feces or some shit.
What do mosquitoes do? What do they do? It's the same with flies. What do they do?
That's what I'm saying, but they're ecosystems, Chloe, and I don't have a degree in this stuff.
All they are is food. Actually, that is quite
That's
important.
just life. You know, all we are is food. And the final overrated, underrated for today is, but of course, pavlova. Is pavlova overrated or underrated?
Of course it's underrated. It is criminally delicious.
Pavlova is the best.
Where did that come from? That was very left of field.
I just thought I would love some pavlova right now.
Oh, you would?
Oh, that pavlova, it be delicious.
It did be delicious.
But I think that's us for our Monday evening foray. We have a lot of exciting content that is on ice for various reasons. And you'll either see that out and about or you won't see it. And then you'll be like, those are the various reasons Sam was talking about.
Yeah.
But thank you for joining us for another whimsical Monday evening. We hope you had fun. We sure did.
Yeah. And if you are listening on Apple Podcasts, please don't forget to leave a review. We really want to get back into reading your reviews. So maybe put a bit of a comedic twist in there. You know, don't be mean.
Be mean.
I can't handle it.
If you're funny, be mean.
Yeah.
But if you're just being mean, that's not funny. Objective.
Yeah.
Come on.
It really helps us if you guys rate the podcast. And also if you like this podcast, give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down.
Yeah.
It's still engagement.
As soon as no, don't give it a thumbs down. As soon as you see it, just give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe.
And switch your bell notifications on, because I think sometimes people don't get notified when we post, even though you guys should know it's Monday. Yeah. Come on. But
what's that thing? What's that thing called when you're trying to look at objects far away and you just binoculars?
Bye.
Bye.